the Captain America from 2-pack from the 10 Years of Marvel Legends, and we have Peggy Carter, and Captain America here from World War II. So I'm going to be reviewing these guys today. This is going to be Figure Friday, episode 5. I believe we are on episode 5. And I know by the time this releases, this will be on Saturday, but I did film this on Friday. It's just the releasing times. It's hard to get perfect. But yeah, I hope you guys do still enjoy this Figure Friday episode. This is something different because recently we've been doing a lot of Spider-Man. And I don't know if y'all like the Spider-Man, but we're doing Captain America today. So yeah, Figure Friday, episode 5, guys. Or 5? Yeah, episode 5. I think this is episode 5. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that YouTube rigmarole. And without further ado, we're going to get started. First off here, we're going to have a take and look at Captain America. So, for the sole purpose of this shield is so freaking hard to take off of him, I'm going to keep it on for the video, and then we'll go over it again in accessories. But, yeah, so first off, starting off with the head sculpt, this is a really good looking Steve Rogers head sculpt. You can see it looks exactly like Chris Evans. It looks perfect. I mean, it looks like exactly from the movie, like how his hair was when he was younger at that point, not like Endgame point. And you can see that they got like that nice wash. If this can focus, it's really not focusing, but you can see it's got like, wow, this camera really isn't focusing. Why is it not focusing? Okay, we'll just do that. But yeah, you can see it looks exactly like Chris Evans. This is the point where this 2-pack is a few years old, but I got this for Christmas, and I've been wanting this for a while. And yeah, this is just a great 2-pack overall. You can see we got underneath the suit, this is like his World War II outfit, so you can see it's got like all that World War type detail all over the figure. You can see you have his Captain America suit peeking through, which this is the one that he had on the play, when he was doing the play and rehearsal and stuff. So yeah, he has this Captain America suit underneath, and then he has this nice bomber jacket on the figure, and I think it looks really good. And then he has these gloves, and you can see like it's got like a nice, and this is like, I think this body did get reused for the like the Captain America World War Captain America with a bike, and it had like a blue paint job and stuff. I don't have that figure, but yeah, I do know that they did get reused, or maybe that one came before this, and it was in the Ultimate Riders line when that was still going around, but yeah. And then this piece over here, like on the figure, this is an overlay, so this goes over the figure, and you could see all that detail on the bomber jacket. You can see where the zipper is and the pockets, and it looks very nice. And the wrinkles, and it has like this light brown shadowing or spray over certain parts, so you can see it on the arms right there, so that looks great. And then moving on into the actual harness here, you can see it's got like some green pouches. They actually painted the silver buttons, and then you have a pistol pouch right there, and you can see it has US on it, and this does open, and we'll go more about that over in the accessories department. And then yeah, and then the harness looks very good. So overall, it looks great. And then yeah. So then it does just connect over via a peg. So if you want it to be good and secure, you just gotta peg it in, and it stays in fairly well, which is good. If I can peg it in, thank you. There we go. But yeah, it stays in fairly well, and it looks really good over top of the figure. And then moving on to the legs, you can see he's got these nice baggy drawers, and you got some pouches on the side there. And this is not pinless. Again, this is not pinless because this is further back. And here's the back of the figure, and it looks very great. And you can see pouches galore, and then you've got the knife holder down here, which this does have a knife, and we'll go more about that in accessories. And then the boots got this very nice detailing, and I think off of what I've seen, it looks exactly like how the movie looks like, which is great. And then it got the nice boots and everything, and then the bottom of the treads, that looks very nice. I didn't even notice that detail until now, but yeah, bottom of the treads. So yeah, this Captain America figure looks great, but now we're gonna have to go over Peggy Carter, because this is a 2-pack. Going over Peggy here, I think her name is Haley Atwell, I think is the name of the actress, and I think it looks exactly like her right here. And it's an astonishing, because I think this is the time when they first used the digital faint printing, and you can see that it's gone a long way. And you can see that looks exactly like Tom. But yeah, so I think this is still the start of it, but it still looks great. And you can see the hair, all the nice curls, and it's got like a brown wash in it, and it looks great. And then she's got her green army suit on, and yeah, so it's got nice wrinkles right there. Her elbows are pinless, and you can see also like the detail and the wrinkles and stuff inside of it. And they did sculpt. This is all, I think, completely new sculpt. I think, don't quote me on that. But they did paint the golden buttons, and this is like her uniform from the beginning of the movie. I think it looks exactly like her. She got her nice suit and tie underneath her skirt, and then for some reason, this is one thing I did want to point out. I don't know why, but there's like this brown line going on the back of her legs. I don't know if that was like a mishap on my figure, but I'm not sure. But you can rarely see it because it is on the back of the figure. And then the boots, not the boots, the high heels, looks really good. So yeah, I think this figure is, obviously, it's not Captain America, but it still looks great. And I think pairing these guys next to each other, they do scale well next to each other. And yeah, I think overall these guys look great together. So now we're going to head and go over articulation. First up with Captain America. Here we are. Starting off at the head, you can see he's got a dumbbell joint up there with the hinge and swivel. So it goes, not raking the head, goes that far up. And I could get this to go down that far down. And yeah, so that's pretty good. And then it does get a bit of head pivot, not the greatest, because it is not on a dumbbell joint, it is on a hinge swivel. And then, of course, all the way around. And then moving on to the arms, you can see it goes this far up, which not 90, but it's almost there. And it goes all the way around. It does get like pushed out to the side because of the cuff on the bomber jacket. And it does have a double jointed elbows, bicep swivel, not pinless as well. And then it does have hinge and swivel at the wrist. Those all get pretty good range. And then he has a swivel at the waist, so he has a waist swivel here, and that came undone. I swear. Normally it doesn't come undone, it's just I'm messing with it, but it does stay on there pretty well, which is great. That makes me happy. And then you can take this off as well. You have to take off the shield, but you can take it off. And you can take off the shield as well. It's just this is very hard to get off, so for the purpose of it, I'm not taking it off. But yeah, and then he does have a ball joint, a dumbbell joint at the torso, so he couldn't crunch that far, which honestly isn't that great, and then you can crunch back that far. Still not great, but you do get your side-to-side movement, which is great. That's actually really good. And then you do get like some swivel up in there, but you do have the waist swivel as well. And then moving on to the legs, he has a ball jointed legs that go that far. No drop down hips. You got the thigh swivel, and then double jointed, not pinless knees. So yeah, they get pretty good range. And then he does have boot cut, and then he does have hinge and swivel, the ankle, and then ankle pivot, and all that jazz. So now, moving over into articulation for Peggy Carter. So getting up Peggy Carter here, she is going to be a bit more limited because she is in the skirt, and you can see there's not cuts, which is kind of bad because like you can see they could have gone uncut. But yeah, so let's start from the top. Moving on into the head, she can only look up that far because of her hair, so that's pretty bad. Yeah, that's about as far as you're gonna get. And then she can look down that far, so she does look all the way down. You do get a bit of pivot, but barely anything, and then all the way around. And then moving into the shoulders, she does have the ball jointed shoulders, so those go up that far, and then they do go all the way around. And she does have hinge and swivel at the single jointed elbow. No bicep swivel, but you get your swivel in there, and she does have the hinge and swivel at the wrist. And then moving on into the torso, so she has like a dumbbell joint at the torso. She can crunch this far, not great. That far back, also not great. She does get a bit of pivot, and then she does get all the way around. So that's where she's going to get her waist swivel. And then moving on into the legs, As you can see, it's kind of hard to tell what she's got up in there, and I don't know if it's like, it's probably like the ball jointed things, but using like she does have double jointed knees, but you can only get them up like that far without like tearing the plastic. So yeah, they do get that far, which that's all right. And then she does have swivel up in there, so she does have a thigh cut. You can see that swivel, so that's great. And then she does have the ankle pivot down, up, and all around and stuff. That's very tight. And she does have, forgot to mention, peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So yeah, so that is the articulation on this Peggy Carter. Again, it could be better, but I mean, what are you gonna do? She most of the time you'll have her standing there. So yeah, guys, now let's get into accessories. So starting off with accessories, we do have a pretty good amount with this 2-pack. But first I want to take a look at Steve. So of course, he has the shield, and this shield looks very, very nice. It's molded in the white plastic, and it has the straps, which I love because the MCU straps are way better than the clip. Those always break. I know my not Silver Centurion, the what's his name? The Iron Light Captain America Contest of Champions dude. He broke. His shield broke, so yeah, I hate the clips, but this looks great. You can see it's got it's got brown mud, dirt all over it, and it looks very great. And I love that, like, it's got this little bit of shine to it, so yeah, this does look great. And other accessories he does come with, standing up Steve Rogers right there, he does come with 2 shields. So this is the prototype shield, I guess you could call it, before it got painted and became the tried and true shield that we know and love today. So laying this down there, you can see it's got all the detail, and this is the prototype shield. So you can see it is cast in a marbling plastic, and it's got still all the detail there, like it would normally. And I think it looks great and stuff. And it does. I know some people don't like the marbling plastic of the shield, but I think it's fine. Honestly, it's got like the straps here, the brown straps, and yeah, so I think it looks great, and it's got the star. And then obviously it will later become the blue shield that we know. And I don't know if this is the same mold. It probably is, but yeah, so that is great. And they both do go on Captain America very nicely. It's the only thing is that you can have dual wield. That's cool. This one is very, very tight, so I'd be very careful with this one, and I'm not taking it off because this one is just, it's very tight, and I wouldn't want to break my Captain America because he's my favorite character. I wouldn't want to break any of my figures. Looking at you, Luke Cage. But yeah, so yeah, he does come with 2 shields, and that looks great. And then also he does come with another head sculpt. And this is him without the helmet. So you can see, again, it looks... And I hate how they did this. The only thing different is the hair sculpt. And that sucks, because I wish they gave us, like, an angry expression. Why'd they give us, like, the same expression and then different hair? This is him without the helmet. And speaking of the helmet, he does come with the helmet. But, yeah, you can see they're the exact same face. They look the exact same. It's just different hairs. So this is him when the helmet is on. This is him when the helmet is off. And speaking of the helmet, he does come with the helmet. And this looks very nice. One of the World War II helmets that he had. And he had the goggles over it. And it looks great. And yeah, I'm really waiting for Hasbro to give us the World War II Captain America suit, the one that he wore for the most of the part of the movie, because I really want that suit. But it does fit nicely on Captain America. It's not going to fall off, you can see. So yeah, unless you really move it. But yeah, it does fit nicely and looks great on him. So yeah. And then he does come with the knife as well. So here's the knife. You can see mine got a little bit of paint chipping, but it looks good, the silver paint and all that jazz. And you can see this fits perfectly into the holster. It's nothing new, nothing special, but it is great to have the knife. And this does go in his hand nicely as well. So if you wanted to have him stabbing some people, you can. And this looks nice. And the last accessory he does come with is this pistol, and this pistol looks very nice. It's got brown for the paint, for the handle, and then yeah, so it's just a normal pistol, and this does fit into the pocket right there, and then you can clip this up and have him have a pistol in his pocket. And then he does also have, he can also hold it, if I can get this out. It is very tight in there, so that's good. And then you can have him obviously hold the pistol. So yeah, he does look good with the pistol in the hand. And then we move on to Peggy Carter, and Peggy Carter doesn't come with as many accessories, but she does have this Tommy gun, and really you can use it for any of the figures, because in some of the promotional pictures you see Cap holding the pistol and the Tommy gun, and then you see Sharon Carter holding the pistol and the Tommy gun. But she does have a trigger finger hand, and it doesn't really fit well because her hands are very small and this gun is fairly big, so you can see like it's just stressing the plastic. And you can hold her, I guess, like, but it doesn't really work, unfortunately. So I normally just have her there, you know. But yeah, so the Tommy gun though does look very nice, and it is nicely painted with the brown paint and the gray. I think it's molded in the gray. So yeah, but yeah, this looks very nice, and it does fit into Captain America's hand as well. So yeah, that is the accessories for this 2-pack. A pretty good amount. It's not like the best amount. It's nothing special. I do wish they gave more for what's her name for Peggy Carter. I keep trying to say Sharon Carter. I don't know why. But yeah, I do wish they gave more for Peggy Carter, but she does have the Tommy gun and stuff. But overall, Captain America, he's got some good accessories. So yeah, now let's move on into comparisons. Getting right into comparisons, here we have Captain America and Peggy together. And so first off, yeah, I think these guys pair very well together. Obviously, he has a super soldier serum, so he is taller than Peggy. And maybe Peggy is a bit small, but we'll see in a second. So first off, first comparison, I want to compare him to the Endgame Captain America. I want to see how they compare together. And this Captain America may be a little bit too tall because this one is like very. This one is very. It's either this one's too tall or this one's too small, but I think it's this one's too small because I don't know why, but they like to make their Captain Americas very, very small. And I don't know why, because he needs to be bigger. But, yeah, so, I do think overall, though, because this is from a later version as well, so it doesn't really make sense. Don't like how Captain America's head is drifting off. There we go. But, yeah, I think it works. It's just this one might be a little bit too small. And then compare next to Peggy here. I think, yeah, this works. I think this comparison works. I think they could look good together. So taking him out of the picture, next I have her cousin, Sharon Carter. I think it's her cousin, right? Or is it her descendant? I'm not sure. I think it's her cousin. Yeah, I think it's her niece. This is her niece, right? Sharon is Peggy's niece. But there we go. So yeah, I think this comparison is pretty good. I think they compare very well. Maybe Peggy is a bit too small. And then I think Steve and her compare well together as well. And then next comparison, we have the What If Red Skull. And honestly, comparing these guys together, I think Red Skull is a bit too small. You could see like he's a bit too small. Because he's only a little bit. Maybe it is good. I'm not sure. But overall, I mean, yeah, I do think they scale very well together. It's just maybe this Captain America is a bit too big. But yeah, I do think they scale very well together. And then here we have Bucky Barnes. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier Bucky Barnes there. And I think they scale well together as well. And yeah, I think they scale pretty well. And then next, here we are. Obviously, the timing doesn't make sense, but here we are. We have Falcon, Captain America, and again, I think they scale well together. I think Cap should be a bit bigger because he has the super soldier serum. So yeah, I think it scales pretty well together, and I think it looks good together. And one last note, actually, I lied. I always lie. We have more comparisons, but here we have the Red Skull, and this is the comic Red Skull. So if you're thinking about fudging him in with your comic display, yeah, I think it works. I think it works perfect, actually. So I think this he scales well with the comic figures as well. And then taking him out, I want to compare him next to an MCU Iron Man. Sorry about that. Now, Yeah, I do want to compare him next to a MCU Iron Man, and this is the Iron Man I have on hand. One of my only MCU Iron Mans, actually. I have the Midas Gold Armor. Let me know what y'all want to see for the next Figure Friday review. Also, there is a review for this guy up on the channel. This is one of my first reviews, actually my very first review. But yeah, I think these guys scale really well together. Maybe this Iron Man is a bit too big, because you can see that he is a little bit taller than Steve if I take off the cap. Yeah. But overall, I think they scale pretty well together. So yeah, guys, that is the comparison segment for this video. That is pretty much all I have for the comparisons. Now let's get into my final thoughts. Okay, guys, so my final thoughts for this Captain America World War II 2-pack, Peggy Carter and Steve Rogers. Overall, this is a great 2-pack, guys. I would definitely highly recommend it. It is only going for like around $45 last time I checked on Amazon. It is an Amazon exclusive. But yeah, overall, I think this is great. I think it is a great 2-pack, and I think I would definitely recommend it to you guys. Captain America is definitely the highlight of this, and is perfect. And if you want like a love interest for your shelf for Captain America, you got Peggy Carter right with him, and I think these figures are awesome. I do wish that Peggy came with more accessories, maybe an extra head. I do wish Steve came with a better extra head, because this extra head kind of sucks. But it looks great. It's just that not really needed. So yeah, guys, let me know what you guys wanted me to do for the next Figure Friday episode. I know by the time this releases, it will be on Saturday. I'm sorry about that. But, yeah, so what do you guys think of this 2-pack? I think it's great. I think the amount of accessories that they get is all right with Captain America and everything. So, yeah, guys, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that usual rigmarole, and I really appreciate it, guys. And, yeah, thank y'all again for 8,000 subs, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace. Let's get to 9,000.